Welcome back to Irwindale, California. It's the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series Super Late Model 100. Our second big event of the night with the NASCAR Whelen All-American Series. Hello again. Rick Allen, Phil Parsons. Once again, we switch gears. We go away from the K&N Pro Series, and now we go to the super late models, Phil.
And a super night for these guys, too. National television audience, these guys are on go. These cars are a little bit different than what we saw just a few moments ago with the K&N Pro Series cars. These cars weigh about 3,000 pounds with a driver. They make about 500 horsepower, and these cars were actually about a half a second faster than the K&N Pro Series cars in qualifying. So very, very fast. Remember, most of these guys run this racetrack regularly all year long, and this is their chance to really shine on television.
Some of the names that we're going to be watching and taking a look at as they run around this racetrack 100 times, guys like Luis Martinez, Ryan Reed, Rip Michaels will start on the pole tonight. So he had a very good qualifying run. Alex Haas also starts up in the top 5. And Nick Joanides, we mentioned him earlier in the qualifying. He has won 2 track championships here, both the super late model and the late model. Let's go down to Dick Berggren.
And I'm with Rip Michaels, and nobody has had more success at this racetrack. Turn around, face the camera. Nobody's had more success at this place than the Ripper has. 60 times he has taken home the checkered flag. He's won everything worth winning here, except he has never won on the big showdown weekend. Finished second twice, never won. How bad you want to win this thing tonight, Ben?
Me and the IDEV guys want this really bad. I mean, I've did so well here. We've had a perfect weekend. I'm laying qualifiers down all night. I'm not lifting. I'm not cruising. This ain't a big cup race. We're dropping qualifiers all night. I'm either going to burn the car down and finish last, or we're going to drive away by a straightaway.
And he's unemployed at the moment. He's a steel worker, no job. His wife got laid off. He needs the money. Let's go to Trado.
And the driver who is the new sheriff in town, 34 wins in 3 years right here, and 14 times, Nick Joanides, you raised the trophy overhead just this season in the super lates. You've won everything but the showdown. How much do you want this one?
Oh, we want it bad. You know, we got a great car here with the J&M Racing, Jackson Race Cars, Monte Carlo, and didn't qualify as good as, you know, we kind of expected to qualify in the back a little bit here. We're 10th, but we got a great race car. We've won the last 500 lappers here, so we're planning on making it 6 in a row. When
it's 100 laps, it's Nick Joanides' name on the trophy. We'll see if it holds tonight, guys, as he starts 10th.
Crowd waiting for 100 great laps for the super late model. The drivers are going to climb into their cars. They'll fire the engines when we come back. Welcome back to Toyota Speedway at Irwindale here in Southern California for the Whelen All-American Super Late Model Series race. This is a 100-lap race, 50 miles they will be going. 40 cars are out on the racetrack now, getting the tires warmed up. Again, Rip Michaels will bring them to the field. Let's head back down trackside to Dick Berggren.
There's a lot to like about this race. The fact that you've got so many very strong cars here. I'm looking at the guy that's starting in the 3rd position, Travis Thurkettle. He's got an experimental engine under the hood of that car. Very different than the majority of cars here. It sounds different. It looks different. It may be different enough to win the race tonight.
And Dick, I'm looking at the car that's sitting 9th on the grid right now. Ryan Partridge, this kid has only raced in a super late model 5 times. But you want to talk about a kid who's grown up at Toyota Speedway of Irwindale. He started in the Bandoleros, the Legends. He won the Truck Series title this past year. In those 5 super late races he's run, he's finished top 5 in 3 of those. Qualifying better than Nick Joanides says something about this kid's talent. We'll see how he quickly can make his way to the front in just the biggest super late model race of his life, as he's an Eshelman driver. The double-digit 33, 88, and 55 are all on the same team. We'll see if he's on the winning page here tonight.
Thank you, gentlemen. Now, there's been a driver change, Phil. Brian Wong was sick. He was driving the 89, and not a bad sub to fill in.
Yeah, absolutely. The runner-up last year in the Camping World Truck Series, Matt Kraft. And Matt actually ran the K&N race here last year and finished in the top 5. Was out here, obviously, he's from not too far away here in California, and since he was here, he jumped in this car, so he's going to have a little fun.
Pretty good ride. He actually one of the favorites for the Camping World Truck Series Championship in 2010. We'll see how he fares after having to start at the back of the field. Again, Rip Michaels up front on his outside. Alex Haas in the 51. Coming out of turn number 4. All 40 cars in line. Green flag in the air. We're underway.
Remember, Rip said he was going to burn it down if he had to.
3 and 4 wide going into turn number 1 at the start of this one.
Wow.
Spread out down the backstretch. Again, the preferred line up on the high side of this racetrack.
Almost 3 wide for the lead.
Rip Michaels will lead lap number 1. Alex Haas is 2.
Look at third kettle on the bottom in that 5 car.
Sparks are flying, and now they're starting to spread out a bit around this half mile. We're seeing Rip Michaels run down at the bottom of the racetrack. He can't move up yet. You got Alex Haas up top.
Remember, that racetrack's banked a little bit higher up. The farther up you go.
And these guys are going faster than what the Pro K&N series were running earlier.
Yeah, they're about a half a second faster. Remember, these cars only weigh 3,000 pounds with the driver. The Camping World cars weigh 3,250 or 3,300 pounds without the driver.
So Rip Michaels out in front. Alex Haas tucks in behind him, and then, as you mentioned, the 5 of Travis Thurkettle. And then they're side by side back here.
Side by side, 3 wide all over this racetrack.
Battle for second. Travis Thurkettle on the inside in that number 5. Trying to get by Alex Haas in the 51. Haas still has the position as they're trying to reel in that 12.
Oh, trouble.
Michaels, problem on the racetrack. Around goes the 11. It's Jeff Eshelman.
There's a 43 car on the inside of the racetrack.
52 also
Dennis
with damage.
Furden.
Ryan Philpott. There's Dennis Furden in the 43. The 76. That's Sean Calderwood out of Bakersfield, California. A lot of damage to the backside of that race car. So they're stopping the field on the backstretch as they're going to clean up.
Look, middle of the backstretch. Saw a couple cars get together.
Looked like the 7 of Ray Hooper Jr. also had some damage. He continued on. But it was this 11 of Jeff Eshelman that slid right through the middle of the racetrack.
Ryan Philpott in the 52 had a lot of damage in that incident as well.
Safety crews out immediately to these drivers to make sure everyone's all right before they pull the cars into the infield.
These cars get around this racetrack extremely fast. The pole speed was averaged over 100 miles an hour around this half-mile racetrack.
Look at all the damage to that 52. Again, that's Ryan Philpott.
Driver from Tracy, California.
Folding up the hood on the front end of that race car. So our first break in the super late model race takes place just after our second lap. And while we have a moment, while we are under caution, we got a special guest that's been able to join us up here in the booth. And what a phenomenal story that has taken place over the past 2 days. Young Sergio Pena, just 16 years old, skipping classes today to come to the race, qualifies on the pole. How big of an accomplishment is this? And have you actually even figured out how big it is for your life right now in racing?
No, I haven't really swallowed the fact that this is, this is the biggest event that I've ever been to, and I didn't even think I'd be anywhere near the pole. And luckily I had a great car tonight and a great crew working behind me, and we pulled it off.
You told us a few minutes ago that right now what you'd like to do is go back to the hotel and go to sleep. It's been, been a big, long day.
Yes, it's been a long day, a long, stressful day, and I'm just looking forward to a good night's sleep and have a good race tomorrow.
Now, how about 225 laps tomorrow? What's the longest oval track race you've ever run?
I've ran 200 laps, but it was on a shorter track and definitely a lot less tough of a field. I'm starting right next to Joey Logano. I mean, this is just unbelievably, it's such a hard challenge, and I can't believe it's happening.
What an opportunity. I mean, Revolution Racing putting in the seat for this race, and you go out there and you put the car on the pole.
Yeah, I really have to thank everyone from Revolution Racing and NASCAR. They've put together such a great program for all these drivers. I think it's going to be a great season, and they're going to carry our careers really far.
What classes are you missing today?
All of them, really. And, sorry for missing all my class. I'm going to catch up with my homework, I promise.
Yeah, but remember, he's in 11th grade now.
Yeah,
so.
You've got an excuse, and actually we're documenting it right now. You're on the pole, so great job.
Thank you.
Great job. And so, obviously, Sergio's going to stick around, watch maybe a little bit of racing here before you've got to, like you mentioned, get a little good night's sleep.
I'll be here hanging around watching the races. I have a few friends out in the super late model class, so I'll be looking forward to watching their race.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you for joining us up here, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Again, the reason we're under caution, just after lap number 2, a few cars sliding down the backstretch. One of those, the 11 of Jeff Eshelman. You see him come across and get into the 7 of Ray Hooper Jr. So that brings us to our first caution in the super late model race. We'll be back with more green flag action after this.